Hey guys, Chris, Ironhead Garage. I got them old vintage drags on, but out here in the shop with the old 29, doing a little bit more work to her. So I did end up taking that steering column out of there and make sure the double D shaft was all drilled for the lock Allen bolts, and made sure all the steering knuckles were nice and tight. I actually did move it down a little bit to get it away from the engine, that steering knuckle. So I had the whole column out, checked the bearings, and I actually did make a clamp to the firewall, so that's nice and tight now. I got a new grommet here where it had a bunch of that electrical tape just gooier than hell. It was awful, but I sanded it all down and then gave it that Scotch-Brite look, and I sprayed clear on it. I got my blinker back on in the right spot instead of sticking straight up to the moon. Put a nice little rubber piece on there so the clamp won't scratch it up. So that's all good now. I did spray clear on my shifter, about 2 or 3 coats so they won't rust up. Back this way, these gas tank straps, they're just right on the aluminum tank, and you don't want that because that steel will rub through the tank over time from vibration. So I had some windshield tape, and I made some nice liners and lined that. And I noticed I could smell gas coming out of this where the cinder is supposed to be, and the gasket must be bad. So I have a couple old cinders around that didn't work. They were new, yeah, probably from China, but it's got a brand new seal. So I'll put that seal in there and get that guy. I still need to get a vent for this guy. But I did get the headlight kit. There's guys on eBay who are selling one of these retro kits. Comes with the new reflectors and this kit that I'm putting in there to make it more modern bulbs. These halogens here with the glass you can't touch. They want like $1,000 for them. Just crazy. So this kit from Speedway comes with these little rings here. So you drill that center one out to 1 inch. You pop this in the center there. And this clip here, a press lock washer, I guess you call it, goes on the back there. And that'll keep that socket in there. And then you open this little spring here, and you drop that the newer style bulb down inside there, and flop her down and click her tight, and that holds the bulb in there. Pretty slick little kit. Comes with the pigtails, kind of little instructions to do it. So these here, I'm gonna get those old sockets out of there. You can see this thing's been worked over the years. I soldered this part because it had a little crack right here. And these, I would buy new reflectors, but these are over $100 for brand new ones. So maybe in time, if this works good, then I probably will. But got to get this socket out too. You can see over the years, someone soldered it all up. But get that out. You got to drill that to 1 inch, and then I'll get this one out. And then I got these sockets here for a double filament bulb. They run 1157 bulbs, so those will be my blinkers. And then I got amber 1157 bulbs, so it'll be my running lights and my blinkers. Should work out pretty cool. I think you'll be able to see them good though. But I did get some parts for the old Model A. I did get some original drip rails that are in pretty darn good shape. They've been sandblasted. Right there, look like someone had put a screw in it, but they're pretty straight. So after I chop this thing, I want to put the drip rails back on it just for the rain, and I think they look better with the drip rails on it. So I got both sides, scored these off of eBay, so that's pretty cool. And then after I chop it, I want to seal up the roof so the sun ain't baking yet and the rain ain't coming in. So my buddy had an old Econoline van. It was like 69 to 72 or something. And he says, hey, you go cut the roof out of that, you can have half of it. I said, right on. So I had that roof out in about 20 minutes, used electric shears, and went all the way around. It was about at least more than a half longer than it is now. So he gave me half of it. Appreciate it, Stacy, if you're watching. Too cool, man. But he's going to put the other half in his 29 sedan he has. It's going to work pretty good. So this part was the windshield where the van was, and has a nice round. So I'll put this on the back of my car, so it kind of goes in, and then the front I'll have to do something up there. But these has the down ribs. It's in pretty darn good shape too to fit. I think it'll be cut here somewhere, so I'll have 3 ribs or 4 ribs in the middle. I think that'll look pretty slick. So that's a good score on that. Appreciate it, Stacy. And what always makes your hot rod better, if you know me, got to have a tunnel ram. So I picked up this WEIAND tunnel ram. It's pretty slick. It's just like the one on my 55, but this one's been polished over the years. And I got these Mickey Thompson valve covers too to go with it, just like on the 55. I almost wish I had this set up on my 55. It's pretty cool. But these valve covers here, they've been drilled, and they got the Offenhauser style breathers on them. I'm not sure what kind these are. If they're Offenhauser, they would say it right here, or they would say Moon. But a lot of old speed shops back in the day made this kind of stuff you could order out of the magazine. Probably cost you $5.50 for a set of those or something just crazy. But yeah, that's going to be pretty cool on the car. Not sure when I'll put it on. Maybe after I chop the top. I don't know, unless I get anxious and put it on there. But it's going to be pretty sweet. So I've been figuring with that tunnel ram on there and this old scoop. And these are old school. You see these all dragsters back in the 60s era. They might not have been polished, but maybe they might have been polished. An old guy spent the time on them. But I figured out if I put that tunnel ram on there with this scoop and I chop my top, I think the top of the scoop should be within an inch or so of the top of this roof. And if you can imagine that, that's going to be pretty bitchin', I think. So in the future, I'll be doing that. Like I said before, I want to drive it a few times and show the guys around town what it looks like now, and then take it down there and show them the drastic change of it. But yeah, she's a cool old hot rod. I'm almost there driving it. I get these headlights wired up and a few other little things. And I did take that overflow jug off. I didn't like that too much, and I got a killer old 1900. It's like 1920 or something. Old brass fire extinguisher coming that I'm gonna mount in here and polish it all up. And it'll be pretty cool as an overflow. A lot better than that. Not even sure what it is. An old Irish Death. Must have been maybe a whiskey or something. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. She's kind of a one-eye wonder now. But I'm gonna get to drilling these headlights out. See if I can do it without ruining them. I might have to just cut that socket out of there with some tin snips. Then use my burr bit and make that an inch opening to slip these guys in here. So I'm gonna get on that. Try to get these headlights and blinkers working. Gotta have some headlights. Alright guys. Check that tunnel ram out again. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm stoked to get it on there. And chop this top too. Alright. See what I can do with these headlights. Alright, well, all I did was get some of that solder off of there first with my soldering iron, and then I got me an inch socket and put it in the center, made sure it was centered, Drew a line with my felt pen and used my my burr bit and opened that hole to 1 inch. So now that little ring clip sits right in there. Be square like that. It's flush. Pretty simple. And then there's where it sticks out. And then that black press washer will hold it in there. So I was thinking to get these in there, I was going to have to get that other brass piece out of there from the old headlight. But man, working pretty slick. I took that apart. I took the wires out of it. It's just like this one. And it presses nice and tight in there. So killer. So I'll cut those little tabs off of there. Those won't be needed no more. And then I'll solder it around there. So I believe I have to put a ground on this bucket. I'll probably solder a ground onto there. But I'll solder this around here so it won't move around. Make sure it's nice and square in there. So they fit in there. But the only deal I see is they got a couple notches they line up there on the sides. Got plenty of room in the back here for the plug-in for the pigtails for the halogens. But this back here, it's got this little socket in there. You can see it. So when I stick this reflector in there, don't want to go in all the way. It's about maybe a 1/16 of an inch or so from setting flush. You can see it. It's hitting right in there, the new socket. So to fix that, so the reflector sets in there nice and tight, I'm just going to take this out of there. It's just brass. I'll be able to snip it and pull it right out of there. And then my wires can come out of the bottom of that hole. Probably find some kind of grommet and stick in there so the wires don't rub on the metal. But yeah, killer little setup here. Man, I wish these were new reflectors, but they'll work for now. Easy to do later on if I want to change them. So I'm gonna rip that socket out of there and clip these guys. This guy will push right back out of there. I have to give it a little bit of force though, but I don't want to crack this reflector anymore. I don't think it will crack no more. I got that back all soldered up pretty tight. So pretty cool setup. You'll be able to see a lot better than those old 6-volt bulbs that this old girl used to have. So I'm gonna get that out of there and see how it comes out. Man, one mean little 3-window. Woo! I don't think the old Model A would be that fast. Not with just a tunnel ram. Maybe a blower, but yeah, wicked fast. So I messed around with this headlight more and more, and I did get the bulb in there, and that's where that little clip holds the light in there. It just goes in there like so, and that snaps over, holds her in there. I did get it all soldered in there. She ain't the prettiest, but she's functional. I did solder a ground wire, and I just soldered that sleeve into that socket there. On the bucket here, I did end up notching that out a little bit there, and I oblonged the hole just a little bit. You can tell, well, the wires are in the way, but not bad. So that pigtail fits in there good. Yeah, this little setup's going to work killer, I think. Should work pretty good. Well, gotta try to get this together. Pretty hard with one hand, but you guys kind of see how it goes together. So, gotta figure out which ones are low beam and high beam on here, and get these marked and mount that light. Start wiring this girl up. Alright. Alright, well, I got the headlights bolted back on there. Just got them all wires twisted together. I got the passenger side headlight done. Got it bolted on there. Got the wiring there. So I hooked this all up and had all the lights working, but my blinkers wouldn't work. Had a bad flasher if you hear this. Yeah, she's toast inside, so I had to go buy a flasher. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. I would hit the blinker and the tail light would go off, but no blinker would come on. But it all works now. If I turn my headlights on. Oh, wrong switch. Headlights. So there's the headlights. Pretty cool. So the running lights kind of glow. And the high beams work. The running lights stay on. So if I turn the key on, hit the turn signal, now you can hear it flashing. So there's a turn signal. Pretty cool. I'm digging it. And then the passenger side turn signal. So yeah, it works pretty good. So we want to run just running lights. They're a little bit dimmer than the blinkers and they glow yellow or amber. Pretty slick, I think, but yeah, we try it without the headlights on. Try the blinker. So it should blink nice and bright. As it does. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then the other one just stays the running light. So everything works now. All the lights. Got rear turn signals. Just killer. Turn all this off. So now that I know they all work and they're wired right, now I can solder all this spaghetti together and wrap it up with some friction tape. I'm not sure, my horn's not working. I got power to the horn. This thing might be rusted inside. Kind of a funky place for it. And this wire here, I believe, was for electric fan, because that's what the other switch is for. It turns this on 12 volts. But yeah, that flasher, she don't sound too good. I'm glad it was that and nothing else. I did take the blinker mechanism off the steering column and looked all in there, and it looked all good. So that's killer. Getting super closer. I did get a vent. It's like a little baby air cleaner vent. So that's what I'm gonna put on this gas tank vent. I'll drill a hole somewhere through the floor pan and then put this down on the bottom. Still got to put that seal on the tank. I actually did find another one in one of the drawers, but pretty cool. I got to fix the throttle cable. It's a little frayed inside where it hooks up to the gas pedal. Got to change the oil. I got some Moroso black wires coming. I might change these valve covers because these have the clips on here. And the Moroso valve cover wires I got, they're for underheaders, so they bend at a 90, so they'll be away from these pipes a lot better. Oh, and I did get my my overflow tank. Check that out. It's like from the 1920s, or maybe even earlier. It's got a nice little bracket. Firefighter. It's kind of spelt weird. Firefighter. But I think I'm going to put it right here somewhere. So that'll look pretty cool. She's even older than the car. It's a lot better than that old whiskey jug or whatever it was there. But I think this is pretty cool. I've seen guys do this before. And a lot of people collect these. They're very collectible. Pretty cool. I think I paid like 22 bucks for this. And like 15 bucks a ship or something. But yeah, it's got the bracket, so I'll just build a L bracket off of this guy, probably with a couple bolts, and then come out here and bolt it to that hole in the frame right there. That one that the whiskey jug was bolted to. I think it'll be pretty slick. Oh, do you even see? It says Model A on it. That's why I bought it. Yeah, pretty cool. So, maybe it was made for my Model A. But I'm digging it. Getting so close on this thing. Then I can start working back on that GMC. Got to get that truck done too. At least on the road. So guys, I'm going to wire these headlights all up. Get them all shrink wrapped and soldered up and tucked away. Then I got a honey-do list. Got to go work in the house. Got to go put a new kitchen sink in. Yeah, got to make the wife happy too. So, appreciate you guys watching. You guys take care out there. We'll see you next time.